Have you ever wondered how we make decisions? It's a fascinating process. Often, we think we're in control, but the truth is, our minds are more complex than that. Psychologist Daniel Kahneman, in his book Thinking, Fast and Slow, reveals the machinery behind our thoughts. Kahneman introduces us to two systems of thinking, System 1 and System 2. Think of System 1 as our autopilot. It's fast, intuitive, and effortless. System 2, on the other hand, is our slow, deliberate thinker. It requires effort and concentration. System 1 is always on, making snap judgments based on our experiences and emotions. While efficient, these shortcuts can sometimes lead to predictable errors in judgment, which Kahneman calls cognitive biases. By recognizing how our minds work, we can begin to make better decisions in all aspects of our lives. Our minds are masters of efficiency, but this efficiency comes at a price. Cognitive biases are systematic errors in thinking that arise from our reliance on System 1's shortcuts. They influence our judgments and decisions, often without our awareness. Let's explore some key cognitive biases. Anchoring bias. We tend to latch onto the first piece of information we receive, even if it's irrelevant. Availability bias. We overestimate the likelihood of events that are easily recalled. Dramatic or vivid events like plane crashes receive more media attention, making them seem more frequent than they actually are. Representativeness bias. We judge the probability of an event based on how similar it is to a prototype. Loss aversion. We feel the pain of a loss more strongly than the pleasure of an equivalent gain. Framing effects. The way information is presented or framed can significantly influence our choices. Understanding these biases is crucial. By recognizing them, we can start to debias our thinking and make more objective decisions. Cognitive biases aren't just abstract concepts. They have real-world consequences. They permeate our daily lives, influencing our choices, big and small. Imagine you're scrolling through social media. You see a post from a friend raving about a new restaurant. The photos look delicious and your friend has good taste. You decide to try it based on their recommendation. This is an example of the availability bias at work. Your friend's experience is readily available in your mind, leading you to overestimate the restaurant's overall quality. Or consider a job interview. You meet a candidate who is well-spoken, confident, and attractive. Despite limited information, you form a positive impression. Understanding these biases can empower us to make more informed choices. Section 4. The value of loss and the weight of framing prospect theory. Kahneman's work extends beyond identifying cognitive biases. He also developed prospect theory, a revolutionary concept that explains how we make decisions under conditions of risk and uncertainty. Prospect theory highlights two key findings. Loss aversion. We feel the pain of a loss more intensely than the pleasure of an equivalent gain. This asymmetry in our emotional response to gains and losses drives many of our decisions. Framing effects. The way information is presented or framed significantly influences our choices. Prospect theory has profound implications for various fields, including economics, marketing, and behavioral finance. It helps explain why people are more likely to buy insurance to protect against potential losses. Section 5. Living in the moment, remembering the past, our two selves. Kahneman distinguishes between the experiencing self and the remembering self. The experiencing self lives in the present moment. It's the self that feels the pleasure of a warm bath or the frustration of being stuck in traffic. The remembering self, on the other hand, is responsible for storing and retrieving memories. Interestingly, the remembering self doesn't always accurately reflect the experiences of the experiencing self. We tend to remember events based on their peak intensity and their ending. Understanding the interplay between these two selves is crucial. It helps explain why we often make decisions based on how we think we'll remember them later. Section 6. Thinking about thinking, a path to better decisions. Thinking fast and slow is a powerful exploration of the human mind. It reveals the dual systems that govern our thoughts and the predictable errors in judgment that arise from our reliance on intuition. By understanding these concepts, we can begin to debias our thinking and make more informed choices. We can learn to recognize situations where our intuition might lead us astray and engage our more deliberate system too when necessary. The journey to becoming better thinkers starts with awareness. This awareness is the first step toward making choices that align with our true goals and values.